Hello everybody, this is Serpent, and welcome back to another episode in the modded Let's Play. So, we are in a new location here. I decided to take a bit of a break from the Forbidden Library this episode. We've played over in the Mistborn dimension with the Forbidden Library, I think, the last 2 episodes, and I wanted to take a break from building that. And I thought of a project that will actually be relevant to us. So we're in a bit of a weird place in this series. I've got so much EMC that I can have whatever my heart desires, in a sense. But at the same time, I want to build big stuff. I want to use the EMC, the materials that I have at my disposal, and in order to do that, I want to use the copy-paste gadgets, which are in a different bag. This bag over here. Copy-paste gadgets. See, I've got this cool palette for the Forbidden Library with all the different pieces, and I want to do that with other projects, make other big projects, but in order to do so, I need the materials to be chucked into a chest or a storage system somewhere. And so that's what this project is going to be about. Okay, I was going to make it here, but I think these are... What are they there? It's some exploration mod, which is cool, but I think they spread is the problem. I'll ignore them for the time being. Anyway, I was going to make it here. Let me see if I can zoom out the map a little for you. Let's just press this button. So over here is the cherry forest that our first base is in. And over, let's see, where is it? Oh, there it is. That's our castle. And we're just a little bit further on, past a mesa over there, in this big wasteland. I thought it would be funny to put the factory that produces all our blocks in a wasteland, sort of fitting there. And so I want to make a big Applied Energistics system which can hold all our blocks for the copy-paste gadgets. Because I discovered something pretty cool about them. You know how these are for the Forbidden Library. Well, that one seems to be in a different mode, and I've forgotten all the keybinds. No! They're all in different modes. Okay, I'll go with this one. So yeah, this is the set of blocks for the Forbidden Library, a certain chunk of it, and it still works. See, that's pretty cool because it's bound to an inventory in a Mistborn dimension, which is not loaded. So I'm going to clear out a little bit of a flat area and start making some floor and try and figure out AE again, since it's been 2 or 3 years since the last time I used it. Okay, so I think in order to make any of this stuff, like the Emmy Drive takes engineering processors, which takes an inscriber, which takes fluix crystals. In order to make this stuff, we need fluix. So I think we can make that with, what is it? Is it normal quartz, and then Certus quartz and redstone? I could have looked at the recipe while I brought it up, when I brought it up there, but that's not the way we do things around here. Believe it or not, that is water. Okay, it might have to be charged Certus quartz. Ooh, I saw little particles. Yes! Okay, so that's nice, and since we are overpowered, we don't have to ever do that again. Okay, so I was going to do more of that. I got the inscriber, but these things are starting to worry me. So, I think I can remove them with this, but I kind of want to see what happens when I touch one. Which is a terrible idea. Oh. Okay. It would appear... Oh. You can only use it on a rift core. The rift will close soon. Okay. I like the projected tesseracts. Alright, well, that wasn't as exciting as I was expecting. Oh, what's this? Oh! I didn't actually mean to fall into it. All right. Well, I'm leaving. I think they're taken care of. Yeah. So apparently, those things would spread and they'd start destroying blocks and cause Endermen to spawn and make themselves a big nuisance. So I think it was a good idea to close that thing. I really do want to explore the Dimensional Doors mod soon though, because that thing is really cool looking. I don't think we need anything from the dungeons is the problem, but it would be dangerous and fun, so I'll do that eventually. A short amount of transmutation field cheesing later, and we have the logic press and a logic circuit. Is it diamond? Yeah, okay. We've got that thing, and we can learn these for transmutation as well, so all very convenient. Okay, do I have enough things left in my inventory? I do! Emmy Drive. Yoink. I have to search for everything after I craft it. It's a little bit irritating. Oh, and I need quartz glass. Okay, so that's quartz and glass. It's a bit of a surprise there. And did I remember the pattern? No. Can I craft this now? I can. Oh, but it's not EMCable, even though everything in here is EMCable. That's a little bit of a pain, isn't it? Okay. Oh no! It looks like we do need some pure Certus quartz. Alright, well, we have the puddle, just need the rest of that stuff. Oh, that didn't quite work. Alright. Oh, that didn't work either. Okay, this has gone terribly. And let's try and power this stuff. Oh, that didn't work. Do they have to be powered from the back? Ugh. Okay. Does the power pass through this thing? Can't remember. Oh, well, it won't pass through like that. Beautiful cabling. Just stunning stuff right there. Plop that there. And then I guess I need a conduit because well, some might need a conduit. Others might do that. I think they're active. They're doing little flashy things. That must be active. Yeah, 7%. I think that's pretty quick. I mean, it's not very quick, but it's pretty quick. Okay, I will let that sit. So, actually, while we're waiting for that guy to finish... Oh, wait. Ah, he already finished. Darn it. Okay, let's learn that. Wait. That didn't say learned. Pure... What? What was that? Okay. While we're waiting for that guy to finish, let's take a look at some blocks we might build this factory out of. This is a big manufacturing area for building materials. So I'll have maybe transmutation chests or the energy condensers, I guess. Creating blocks along the sides, maybe up the walls or something, and they'll be piping into either Emmy interfaces or maybe they'll be imported from import buses. I'm not sure exactly, I haven't decided yet. But we'll have the Emmy system somewhere sort of central. I was thinking maybe over here, and let's see, let's dig out a little bit here, and we'll have maybe a plinth for it and big banks of these goodies. A little bit better organized than that, perhaps. So, what to build it out of? Well, there are obviously lots of nice bits of wood. Ooh, teak. Okay. So this could be pretty nice. It's a little bit noisy there, so we wouldn't want that as a background block. That's more of a highlight. And then, what else? Great wood planks are pretty nice, actually. That might make a good flooring. Pretty smooth and sort of along the lines of the creosote planks, except a little bit more I don't know, less red. They're a little less saturated maybe. So that's pretty nice stuff. Alright, I've put together a bit of a block palette here. The last bit was quite hard. This spruce plank bit. The rest of it came together fairly well, but I was a little bit So I started going the direction of the Forbidden Library when I added when I added the nether brick, and I didn't really want to reuse the same palette, and I thought it was too similar. So I was trying to add a bit of purple in, and then I went through a couple different blocks like lava stone, and it just doesn't fit in. It really stands out, so it's so bright. And I tried some terracotta. It's almost there, but again, just too bright. And I think the spruce is just dark enough to not stand out quite so much, and it brings another color into the mix. I also decided to, well, I probably already said this. It's hard to remember when you're rambling, but I brought purple into the mix here with obsidian. I am debating between this one and this one. I like the sort of texture coloring of this one better, but it's very dark is the problem. This one's a little bit brighter, but it's sort of, I don't know, it's sort of saturated or desaturated. It's a little weird. It's like when you put a black and white picture into GIMP and use the color, the hue changer to change the color of the texture. Leaves a little bit of a weird look to it. Not quite right. Anyway, that's all neither here nor there at the moment, because I have the pure Certus quartz crystal. So I think the reason we wanted that was this. Yeah, the calculation press. So iron ingot, iron ingots and pure Certus will get us a press, and then we do the other stuff to get that turned into the processor. That didn't work. It looks like we're going to be doing some more building, because we needed the pure Certus quartz crystal, not the pure nether quartz crystal. So let's try and get a seed for this. Okay, toss that in, and you can go away. Okay, so I was looking through the Applied Energistics section, and I'm having trouble finding some things. So I was looking for dense cables, and they don't seem to be around. Dense, yeah, not there. And the smart cables aren't there either. Smart, nothing, which is weird. And then what worries me is controller. I don't see the Emmy Controller in there anywhere, but that's a little worrying. So I'm going to try and craft the controller here with processor, Fluix crystals, and skystone, and nothing appears. Okay, now it's possible the Fluix crystals have to be pure, because that's the picture on the wiki. So I'm going to get that growing like so, and yeah, now I'm going to show you this thing over here. So, pay little attention to the roof. Not a great deal, just a little bit. I'm going to go with that color scheme, I think, but I haven't gotten that anywhere near done. So over here, this is a pretty good interior, I think. We've got the color palette I showed you a little while back with the great wood planks and the spruce and that thing, nether brick, and some obsidian trim here and around the Emmy stuff. So I don't know how many Emmy drives I'm going to need, but I'm probably pretty well off already. And I've got these chock full of 64K Emmy storage cells. Well, some of them. Enough to be getting on with, at least. Now, the thing that worries me a little bit about that, like I said, there's no dense cables from what I can see. Oh. The disadvantages of a roof. Ooh. And also slime boots. Okay, so no dense cables. I think these things are limited to 8 channels, right? 8 channels per controller connection. So you want a bigger controller so that you can fit more connections onto it. Or you use denser cables, except I don't have them. Now, I think if I were to go just over like this, around, and onto the end of this, I think these drives would work. I mean, if I had a controller. Yeah, I think these drives would work, and these panels would work. I think these might take each a channel, and then this one might take a channel. I was interrupted there, sorry. And then over here, if I brought it further over, it would take another channel, and I don't have that many channels eventually. But I think if I put little connections across here, maybe, say something like that, and then like that, I think that whole block would only take one channel. So that doesn't look as nice is the problem. Obviously it doesn't look as nice. But I don't know, I don't have that many channels. So I'll be thinking about that. I could put the connection back here, but the problem is that you do actually kind of want to access these things occasionally. Yeah, I think that's how the channels work. I might be wrong. It would be easier to tell if I had smart cables, but those aren't in the pack for some reason. Hopefully the controller is in the pack. That's all I can say. Maybe I'm missing a mod somewhere. Well, I've made some progress. You might notice the Emmy controllers. But I've also made a disturbing discovery. Okay, so you know how earlier I was talking about channels? Well, turns out I had the channels turned off in the config. Apparently that's the default. So I turned them on, and the things I was looking for appeared. So here's the disturbing discovery. So if I push this button, I get one channel. That's one channel being used up there. If I do that though, it's another channel. So they don't all turn into one single channel usage. Every drive that you add consumes a channel. So I need to be a bit more strategic about what I invest the channels in. And maybe use denser cables. And another disturbing discovery, see how these are on and these aren't? Well, apparently that little thing at the top doesn't do anything. It doesn't connect them. I'm not sure why. I guess it looks for a more regular pattern than I was expecting it to. So I've got one cable here and one cable here, but no cable there, and they are lit up as you might expect as a result of the discovery. The power, the power! So I've got them all up and running. The way I decided to arrange the cables was, you know, that brilliantly, terribly placed controller that looks cool but isn't very convenient. So I've got little stems of dense cable out into this node with a couple branches of smaller cable, and they just go up to the relevant pillars, and it all works pretty nicely. And so I've got all of these things filled up to the brim with 64K ME storage cells, which is a little bit overkill, but life's good. So now that we've got the ME system, we can hopefully start doing some stuff with it. But before we get too involved with it, I want to test something because I had a potentially disturbing thought. Let's just steal some power over here. So I just want to make sure that the Emmy system works with the copy-paste things. So what we need here is an Emmy interface. So interface, don't know what those are made from. Might even already have them in the transmutation tablet actually. Let me check. Aha! Yeah, I've been doing this episode over a few days, so I don't remember everything. But let's pop that there, and then I don't know what the keys on this thing are. Let me just give me a minute to figure that out. Okay, I think it's the moment of truth now. I've copied this beautiful structure right here, and I don't have any of that material in my inventory, but there is some in the Emmy system. There it is. And currently it says none of that stuff or none of that replacement stuff. So if I shift right click here, bound gadget to inventory, and indeed, there we go. And I didn't have all that much in the system, but there we go. So it can successfully extract stuff from the Emmy system. That is really, really great. Really great. So that means everything's going to work. And just realized how much of a pain it's going to be to get rid of this stuff. So here begins the real craziness. I have a whole bunch of energy condensers, Mark II, and I have a whole bunch of fading matter relays on the top, Mark 15. And if I place these here, I think, well, okay, so the fading matter relays take EMC from the collectors and chuck them into the chests, but I think they only work on a single sort of a one-to-one basis, as in, or not quite that. They only work with a range of 1. You can't chain multiple fading matter relays together like I've got here. So I think if I put the great wood planks here, they work. They're fed from this through that. But if I put great wood planks here, nothing happens because it can't flow through multiple fading matter relays, I think. Yeah. So I'm going to have to put one collector over every box, which is a little silly if you think about it, because there's no way in a million years any of these blocks will need as much EMC as they're getting, but it works. So now this one is also full of wood, and we don't actually want all that wood, so I'm going to have to break the chest and reset it and whatever, but you get the idea. One moment. This might be a bit easier than I thought. Okay, so apparently there are things called EMC links. So there's the refined EMC link, and if I put something EMC-ish over here, and then I click that, I get a stack. So, and then I can put it back into this slot, and it sort of goes back into my EMC buffer up here. So if I click this, you can see it's extracting from my EMC stash, which is quite significant. So I think the way this works is, let's see, if I clear a little space here, I should be able to put, say, an interface there and cable there, connect it up. And then if I use one of these, so there's a compressed version as well, which just has more slots. So if I put the great wood planks here, say, and then I use maybe a test locator, and then let's see, how does this work again? Nope. Output here. That doesn't seem to be doing anything. I may have forgotten how the test locator, how the these things work. Am I just doing this wrong? Can I put a chest here and life is good? Or what? Yeah, okay. So it doesn't actually pull from that. That's very interesting. So can a hopper pull from that? Or what am I supposed to be using this for then? Or maybe it is pulling from that? Oh yeah, look at my little stash up there. And I've got 2,000 odd whatever's in there. Now the problem here is that I don't really want to fill up the entirety of the Emmy system. That wouldn't be a great idea. If I keep letting this run, then they'll just keep filling up and up and up, and I think they'll overflow my massive 64K storage thingies eventually. And that's not a great thing because then they'll eventually fill up the whole system. So I want to be able to turn this off, but I need to be able to turn off individual items. So either I need a filter, or I need to use more than one of these so that I can turn them off individually. Okay, so I know the episode's getting on a bit. I need to try and wrap things up here. But I've been having a couple second thoughts. So I tried setting things up in a line here, and I thought it was going to work all nicely because we had 4, 4, 4, 4, that's 16, the number of channels that a dense cable can have. What a coincidence, it's almost like I planned that. Almost. I really didn't. It was a coincidence. Anyway, it turned out to not matter anyway, because in order to stop these things from filling up, we need a level emitter, and you can see here that that takes a channel. Yeah, so I'm going to have to end up running 2 cables along, I think, or certainly a cable for each side, and that's going to be a lot of cables in the end. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8 cables, which is quite a few. I can obviously craft enough controllers for that, but I think the cabling is going to be quite ugly. So I guess the problem we're having here is that normally something stops because you run out of space. The Emmy system doesn't do that on an individual basis for the items, so we have to carefully manage individual item sources. To help me decide how I'm going to lay this out, I want to verify something here. I've got this little Emmy system, tiny one, and I'm going to slurp as much cobble as I can into it. It's got a couple 1K storage cells, and let's see how this works. So acceleration cards over here, and it's filling up with cobble. So as soon as it passes, what is it, I guess maybe more than 1K. Oh, maybe that's the number of stacks. Anyway, I want to see if it uses up multiple types, or if it just stops. So we've got 1 of 63 types, and... oh! Ah, okay, so it moved over to an adjacent cell for some reason. Well, I guess that's fair enough. But yeah, so it's going to just keep wasting types. That's the thing I wanted to determine. It's hard to say that. So here's the setup, and I discovered, again, another brilliant discovery. The dense cables actually hold 32 channels, not 16. So my brilliantly unplanned arrangement here fits perfectly in a single dense cable. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, so how does this work then? We've got personal EMC links here, and they extract items from my EMC. And I've got glowstone set here. Then this thing is a level emitter. It tells you how many items are in the Emmy system. So currently I've got all of them set to 5,000. That was what the little montage was doing. And that means that if there are 5,000 or more glowstone blocks in the system, this thing will turn on. When it does that, the Emmy import bus here, which has a redstone card so that I get this option to allow it only to slurp when it doesn't have a signal, it'll stop slurping because it has a signal. And then the other cards here are acceleration cards. So let's put a new one in here. I think we're going to need nether brick, or this stuff in the system. That's used in both the Forbidden Library and here, and it's a cool block. So we've got this one set to great wood, and if we set this level emitter to nether brick, it'll turn off because there isn't that much nether brick in the system. There's none. And then if we put this here, it should start slurping up to, oh, and you can see it going up there. It'll start slurping up to 5,000 actually blocks, and then it should stop slurping. And 5,000, and it stopped. So that's going to stop it from overflowing our ME system. Pretty cool. And if we want more stuff, then we just add an entry in one of these blocks we've got set up here. They're all the same. So I've got level emitters here so that the adjacent cables don't connect. And then on the end, I've got a quartz fiber between them because I don't need a level emitter there, and that does the same thing. It stops the 2 pipes from connecting. Okay, so I've thought about the arrangement a little bit more, and I think maybe I'll have sort of 2 Emmy systems in each of these rooms, and each one can be a block palette for a building thingy. But I think this makes maybe a bit more sense because that way we can have multiple different projects going on, and I don't have to run a big ugly cable from this singular protrusion down here to every single room. I might do the protrusion, but I might also just try and compress it down into a single ME system for each side of each building. Either way, we've got one up at the moment, and if I want to slurp blocks out of the system, we've got an interface here. Okay, so this works great for general blocks like glowstone and all the EMCable things. But if I want to use something with chisel, I'm going to have to set something up for that. And I'm hoping I'll be able to auto-craft that, but that's going to be a project for the next episode, or maybe the one after or something, because that is all the time I've got for this one. I've been working on it for perhaps a week or two, because I haven't been doing so very diligently, but I want to put it up, and I think we've got a lot done, and I'm running out of time in the episode, so hopefully you enjoyed it, and take care. Bye-bye.